good. All right. Hello and welcome to Is There Something in This, the podcast that will just take unexplained absences. Didn't even mention it. Neither of us, we didn't do a show last week. Neither of us tweeted.
No.
Facebook.
No explanation needed.
There was none.
It was fine.
And there will be none.
No one even noticed.
No, that's the thing. That's
if
the
a
sad
pod doesn't
thing.
go out in the woods and no one notices, didn't even happen.
That is the sad thing of like, no one cares if you weren't at the party. Like, no one gives a shit.
No, it's
which
fine.
Which has been the kind of cornerstone of my socializing since I was about 15. I was like, no one's going to notice. It's fine.
Yeah, I convinced myself of that, and then I get an angry text the next day. Where were you? You know, that happens.
See, people like you.
Oh, this is the thing.
Why you can't relate.
Now,
you can't relate to this anecdote.
Now, we've been teasing it for weeks, and I want to plug it up top, if it's okay. We have a live...
Will I make money off this?
Yes.
In that case, go ahead.
We are finally doing the live podcast.
Oh, yes.
On October 17th.
Yep, we have a venue.
We have a venue. We have a date. You've been waiting patiently. October 17th.
Yes.
Much More's in Brooklyn.
Yes.
Hit us up, DM us on Instagram or email us, jasonchatfieldcomedy@gmail.com, and we can send you all the details. Bring your mates. $5 on the door.
Yep.
Very special guest on the night, and it's going to be great.
It is
7 p.m. I should say.
It's off the Bedford L.
Yeah.
So I mean, listen, treat it as a historical. This is probably the last time you rich people will use the L as you come from Manhattan.
Let's make it an L goodbye party.
While us poor people.
Yeah. So, bike across the bridge. Yeah. Yeah. So it's going to be exciting. I'm excited.
It is going to be fun. I'm excited about.
We've lined up some very special stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Our guest, and it's going to be good fun. And
Now, we will mention that we probably won't have a pod next week because there's something very special happening, Scott.
That's right. I'm flying from New York to Melbourne to watch a game of football.
Well, explain to anyone who doesn't understand the significance of this.
Okay, this is going to be part of an ongoing lecture series.
It's a TED talk.
So my football team, the Collingwood Football Club, has somehow and very surprisingly made it into the grand final, which is kind of like, to give people an idea, it's the equivalent of like the Super Bowl or the FA Cup final,
World Series,
whatever it is.
Yep.
And so we beat this team that was unstoppable on Friday night.
You didn't just beat them.
We smashed them.
The living piss out.
Yeah. And then, which was quite shocking.
Yes.
And then, so I booked a flight before they'd even gone off the ground.
Yeah.
I'd booked my flight.
Amazing.
And
you had it ready to go.
Yeah.
Half-time.
And Ashika was like, what? Because she's from New Zealand. She doesn't understand Australian football.
Well, it's
so
like the All Blacks.
Well, they're used to winning.
They're always
winning. So for them, it's like, I can miss this. I'll just catch the next World Cup when they win.
By the way, the All Blacks is a rugby team. That's just... So you're going from New York to Australia for a football game. But the significance of which, if you guys, you can probably hear Scott's excitement slowly but like carefully build over these past episodes.
I'm in two states of being.
Yeah.
These are my two states of being.
Yeah.
One is straight bat coach at a press conference. Right?
Yeah.
And there's a lot of
There's a lot of that.
There's a lot of, look, it was a good win, but obviously there's still a bit to review. I feel our midfield mix was good. I think that their forwards got a hold of us, and you got to watch that with Kennedy and Darling. So we're going to be having a look at that, maybe seeing how our structures look. And there's a few blokes pushing for selection from the VFL side. So look, we're not in a bad place, but we're certainly not content. There's that.
Straight back coach.
Straight back coach.
Yeah.
Or, and there's no middle ground here.
No
middle ground. Or recovering ice addict with no sense of time or reality at a parole hearing. And it's just like, we're going to win the fucking flag. Fuck you.
Yeah.
Fuck everyone. You never believed in us. Well, who's on top now? Fucking Pies. That's who the fuck. I'm getting another tat. Fuck you. You're not my boss. Like,
it's Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. It's amazing. I've never seen anything like it.
So they're my only two states of being.
Yeah.
And sometimes ice addict at parole hearing will kind of push straight bat coach.
Yeah.
Off the press conference plinth.
Yeah, and no one can Hulk. It's Hulk.
You can't. Yeah, exactly.
It's you being Hulk for 2 years and Banner coming out.
Exactly.
Going, what happened?
Exactly. So there's a lot of sun's getting real low, buddy, and it's not working. It's not working. The pies are going to the GM.
Pies are getting real high.
So
That's great.
I have started the Scott Dooley Needs flight upgrade press tour. So I've been on. I'm on footy. I'm on footy shows. I'm tweeting.
I saw you were on ABC Grandstand.
Man, dude, I've done more press than Jaden Stevenson. He's playing.
You just want the upgrade. The
I don't
Virgin upgrade.
Yeah, exactly.
And I saw on Twitter, Virgin were like, "We're excited. Thank you, Scott. Thanks for." And you go, "I'll take this.
I'll take this
as an upgrade.
That's
Thank you
right.
very
This
much."
Is confirmation. I'm going to show this at the gate. Don't think this tweet. You're calling your social media person a liar. So there's that. Oh, also speaking of that, I'm going to be on Will Anderson and Charlie Clausen's live pod.
Great.
On Sunday after the
GF,
footy at the European Beer Cafe.
Very nice. Love that place. Great.
Yeah, so it's that and Junk Time, which is Chambo and Adam Rosenberg,
That's great.
Yeah, so I'm going to be very hungover.
Yeah. I can't wait to hear it. Rosie, of course, friend of the show, Adam Rosenbach, friends of the show, when he was here in New York, got him up at the West Side Comedy Club.
Oh, wow.
And he smashed it. It was fantastic.
That's good.
Always good to see some home talent smash it away.
Yeah.
So I'm excited. I'm very excited for you. I've seen you in a measured fashion. Well, mostly.
Lids off.
Yeah, and now it's just all. Yeah, you literally said in 4 episodes ago, thinking I'm pretty sure I'm going to book some tickets. Maybe you're going to book some tickets.
if we win, so
yeah.
Now I'm also getting stranger. So I've opened my DMs on Twitter, just for the period of the footy, because there's a bunch of people who like I'm friends with, but I don't follow them or whatever, and kind of organising kind of worky things while I'm there. The most common thing people are asking me is how much did you pay for your flights? Yes. And I think it's gauche. But I'll tell you this.
Yes.
For the price I have spent
to
fly from my house in Brooklyn to my granny's place in Melbourne.
But you're not flying from your house.
I'm flying from Brooklyn.
Okay, all right.
Yeah. This is why it's so expensive.
Okay. It's a chartered flight.
It's a chartered flight
from Escape.
from Escape 45. So the money that I spent, I could have bought 6 of my first cars.
Ooh, that is...
It's a spicy meatball.
That is a spicy meatball. Holy moly. Yeah. I'm impressed. That's fandom at its...
So I am... I'm gonna be burning the fuck out of a scarf if they don't win.
Do we bump the tickets from $5 to $50? Yeah. That's all we're doing for the live pod.
It's fine. I've only got a wedding to pay for later in the year as well, so that's fine. Now, speaking of things, you have been in Europe gallivanting around, getting to know the ins and outs of the Heathrow security system.
Oh boy, this may be why we didn't have a pod last week. I didn't want to implicate you in some kind of
I don't want to be part of this.
No. So I was detained at Heathrow. I'm on a list, you see. I'm on some kind of security watch list. Years ago, I think this is what it is. On my I had a go at Border Force when Abbott was PM.
So Border Force was the thing that they changed the name of Customs to?
Yeah, Customs and Border Protection, because they really upped it because the xenophobia was at fever pitch. And it was a very populist move, and I...
Really?
Was it? Yeah. And I very, very publicly and vehemently was against it, was opposed to it, and I wrote up something when they confiscated my passport erroneously at the border. It was pretty bad.
Yeah, that's
It was a big bungle. I love a bungle. Hate it when it's me.
Yeah.
So it went kind of viral. I did the TV shows, did the radio, did the whatever. And then, of course, DFAT will lie on the back foot go, oh, my God, we're so sorry. We'll send you a passport within a day. I'm so sorry. But I was like, too late. So at that point, I think because I really kicked them in the balls. I feel like they put me on the list. They were like, you know what? Fuck you. You're on an international watch list now. So there's SSSS is on your passport when you check in. It's a bit SS. It's a bit SS. So Soph breezes on through. I get 4 different kinds of security check. No, not that one. But was detained. And then they held me and did an extra security thing and an extra one. And then at the very last...
Were you rude? On reflection?
Let me tell you this. I tried to get my VAT tax back on some jumpers that I bought at Marks and Spencer's. When I went to the window to get the tax back, they said, you need to bring all of the clothes to us to show us. And I went, that's fucking stupid. Who brings clothes through security to get their tax back? And she had a go at me. She went insane at me. But in my defense, she was acting like a dick. So she yelled at me and I was in a mood, right? Then... And Sophie, remember, Sophie, my long-suffering wife, is dragging along behind me, just going, can you just be nice?
And how much money would it have been?
$19.
Worth yelling.
I'm not helping
it's
mate.
Worth yelling at a human over.
She would be in a real dick. Anyway, so then she was like, it's the morning, can we just go? And so we went.
Fucking hell. Just a trip with you is just hell. This poor woman spent 3 weeks with your mother.
Yep, exactly.
In the most romantic setting. And at one point, you just left her to go do this.
Yep.
Which is not important on any metric. And now you're arguing with a stranger over less than $20.
Less than $20.
Okay.
I left her at breakfast to go and do this, and she came and met me at the VAT window. She paid for breakfast. So we got to the gate, and they had detained me at the gate. She was like, fine. They were like, yep, you go through. And she's like, well, that's my husband.
Did she look at security and go, he's your problem now?
Yeah. She had. I saw in her eyes there was a moment where she was like, you know what? Yeah. I'll see you in New York.
Is there a bar? I'll meet you at home. See you later.
She actually did sneak on a bottle of Prosecco because she was like, I'm going to need this. So, yeah, at the last second, just as they were closing the doors, we were last on. And everyone on the plane's looking at us going, oh, it was you that held us up.
Right.
It wasn't me, but it was me. So
because you got a lot of time to explain that to every row as you walk
exactly.
past.
Like, oh, the VIT bitch. Yeah. Oh, and so what happened was I was very polite. I was meditating. I was keeping my cool. And then
what is meditating? I hear people say this, and I know I sound like I'm 1,000 years old.
Sure.
It's just sitting quietly, right?
It's going very deep into your mind.
Oh, I don't want to go there.
Not
for me.
I just rode here on the way here. I saw a meditation circle out the front of a cafe. Yeah, Brooklyn. Anyway, so I was trying to keep my calm, and then Sophie started losing hers because the only other people who had been pulled aside for random security screening was a Nigerian gentleman and a Middle Eastern man. So it's not that,
right?
You know. So and they were looking at me like, what did you do?
Yeah.
Fucking hell. To get pulled aside as the palest gentleman in the plane is you must have done something fucked
If I'm random checked, it's so that they can show minorities that it's not racist. That's the only
the only purpose we serve at the airport.
Because I know, because Ashika has has a similar thing. She gets pulled aside all the time.
Mm-hmm. Can I tell you something? I have a redress number. I have TSA pre-check, and I still get pulled aside. That's an extra level of security clearance.
Yes,
Yet I still get pulled aside.
Right.
If you ever needed convincing I'm on some kind of list. I thought it might have been because I was blocked by Trump, but I don't think that's something I think it's more the border force thing.
Yeah, because I've got to do my visa, so I'm distancing myself from you at a rate of knots.
Scott, was it? Have we met?
I have no idea who this gentleman is.
So yeah, anyway, London was lovely. Hanging out. Last time, we talked. I was in Paris.
You're in Paris,
and
that's
then London was great. Good to hang out with Mum up in Golders Green, up north. It was.
Was it fun?
No, it wasn't.
Okay.
No, it wasn't Mum. It was that Golders Green's an absolute shithole. And
you guys, that's like. Do you know how bad it is? Even the Russian spies that were making up a tourist destination. You notice they didn't go like, where were you doing? Like Alton Towers? Go to jail. Go to jail for being dickheads.
Yeah. It was real bad. And it was like one stop from Hampstead Heath, which is the nicest place.
Yeah, it's lovely.
We couldn't stay there. So, yeah, it was... And of course, my stepdad, who's from London originally, he hadn't been back in 23 years.
Yeah, right.
It was his first trip back. So he was supremely disappointed, severely disappointed. Just everything's a Boots, a McDonald's, a Starbucks, or a Costa, or a mobile phone shop.
Yeah.
That's
or
it.
a Pret. There's always a Pret.
Yeah, there's a few.
shortage of a Pret.
But even that's way too fancy for Golders. Like, it's everything. Secondhand shops or mobile phone shops.
Oh, right.
It's a whole...
Right.
Anyway, so he was very upset. So... on the back of that...
You got some jokes?
I've got some jokes.
All right.
Have you got some jokes?
I don't have many jokes.
Oh, you light again. No, that's fine.
I'm a bit
You've
light.
had a lot going on.
I've had a bit going on.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, here's what we have for this week.
All right.
so Halloween's coming up.
Yep.
It's a very big holiday in America. Dwayne Reed and CVS, all the big pharmacy stores, they've all got the decorations and the masks and the costumes out. All those aisles, seasonal aisles.
I hate this.
I hate it very much.
Because I don't like horror films and anything.
No.
And constant state of panic for a month.
And everyone really gets into this.
100.
It's a big holiday for them.
Which is weird.
It
to
is
me.
weird.
It's a kid's...
It's a pagan holiday about farming. It's not, but they've obviously.
No,
you know.
I don't, yeah, I mean, but it's the way in which it's like, it's for children.
Yeah.
You go and trick or treat, and you don't need to slut this up.
Nah.
Just give the kids this.
Right. But they can't. They
Put 'em-
can't.
Put them away.
It's an event.
Yeah.
So I was thinking. So I saw all these masks, and they're always a little bit weird every year. But I like the idea of so bank robbers, burglars in masks. They're just about there. They've met up. They're getting in the car to go rob the bank, and they're all just wearing the balaclavas.
Yeah.
But one guy's got some kind of novelty Halloween mask.
Oh, that's good.
And it's like, Dwayne, I know exactly when you dropped off the email thread. I can pick exactly the moment. We all decided not to go with masks. And, no, you must have missed that last thread on Slack or whatever. Or is it, what? It's Halloween-y. Or,
I like that.
Yeah, what? It's Halloween. Like, they usually just all wear balaclavas, but there's always that one guy, Tim, or whatever his name is, and he's like got like a Reagan mask.
Yeah.
Like, what? It's Halloween. He's the festive one. So is there something in that?
I like that idea because I had one a while ago, which was all the different, like the Halloween crime spree, which was the person kind of like the actors. To show their range, and they're all in different costumes. But it's at the police thing. Well, it kind of wasn't fleshed out. I think this is stronger.
First of all, what's the guy's name?
Jeremy. I always like Jeremy. God damn it,
Jeremy. Jeremy.
Jesus, Jeremy.
I like Susan and Jeremy. Truly Susan.
Susan was a good one. Yeah.
Is it the one guy? And maybe he's just the one in there that they're like, we've got to have my little brother. He's got to come along.
I like the idea of like, if they're there, like all looking at him in the getaway car.
Yeah.
You got to check your email, man.
Check
Your
spam folder.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because whenever you organize an event on an email thread or whatever, like I just tried to organize.
That is funny, like a WhatsApp group called Bank Robbery.
Because it's encrypted. You could. Trying to like schedule New York Comic Con this year, who's going to be at the booth when, is like herding cats. It's insane.
Oh, yeah.
And Ed, there's a guy called Ed who does it, and it's like, I would never want to do it because it's just impossible. But there is like an email thread that everyone's like, oh, I can do 1 to 4, but I can't do 10 to 5.
Yeah.
And you're trying to coordinate all these things, and then someone drops off the thread and sends you a person, and they go, I can't do Sunday. Can you just put that? It's like, all right, well, now I'm,
Yeah.
And that's the kind of thing, like if you're organizing a burglary.
Yeah.
There's one guy he drops off the thread. Like, did you not get,
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know, something in that, something in email
I do
thread.
like that email. I think the email thread is an interesting, like, that's
Or
the
is it a
funny
group
bit
message?
to me, the logistics of.
Yeah. Or a group message. Because I know we've done a lot of group message stuff lately.
Yeah, I think. How does group message look then? Like, I think it's just adding another.
Right. Oh yeah.
I like it because the caption does a lot of the work there.
Yeah.
Where it's like,
but I love a captionless cartoon, so I'm trying to whittle it down to its essential parts. Jeremy with the one mask, like standing out as the one mask.
Like the Scream mask.
I was just thinking the Scream mask. Yeah.
Is it him showing up, going, this is why you got to reply all? So, like... That,
oh, yeah.
That's always
the
the
guy
thing. The
saying,
guy that... Yeah.
Oh, I didn't hit reply all.
Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah.
I should have said reply all.
I think there's something there. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I like that. That's great. Yeah. All right. Let's.
I love that idea. Just the idea of the logistics, like planning a burglary, like brunch. Like, okay.
Dude, I could sooner organize brunch, a burglary than brunch.
Oh yeah.
All right. I don't know why I wrote this one down. It's like tragedy plus time equals comedy cellar appearance. Eskimos. Okay, there's the next one. Eskimos.
Yes.
Just let that one bury in your brain.
Yeah.
Eskimos fishing. And I the idea that they eat fish every night. That's what they eat I can't call them Eskimos. As far as I'm saying that as far as the stereotype. You know, the trope, cartoon trope. Or you call them Inuits, I guess. What's for dinner? The idea that every day dinner is exactly the same, but like the what's for dinner or the kid going, I'm vegan. Or something,
that's yeah.
And I hate the vegan bashing jokes really, but if there's a fun little twist on it where it's like it's impossible to be vegan here because what are you going to eat? Ice? Like what? What's the other thing that you're gonna? You fish with a pole.
Yeah.
And you kill seals. I don't know. I'm going off cartoons.
I
here.
like
I don't actually.
yeah.
I've done no research into the diets of Inuits.
The problem with this is it's so easily fact checked and just be like, you know, they actually eat a lot of moose. Like, fine, cool.
Yeah. The New Yorker does have a rigorous fact checking department.
That's your problem. Like,
yes.
They actually,
facts don't matter in 2018,
they
Scott.
trade with.
Yeah. Okay. Well, maybe that one's
because that's funny. Like at the Inuit restaurant, which is in the igloo.
Yeah.
And the special is also fish.
Great. That's very funny. I like that. I think that's the joke.
The waiter.
Yeah. The waiter though is just
And like he's so tired. And the special is also fish.
Which is I love it. I love that. And we've been doing a lot of restaurant jokes lately, but the one that didn't get picked up this week, but I posted on Instagram, was when Stormy Daniels wrote a book and described Trump's dick as a mushroom, and you wrote one that was great that we drew up, which was the waitress coming into the kitchen talking to the chef. I drew this one up at the airport and submitted it before I left.
That's right.
And between yelling at VAT staff and getting detained, and she goes, "I've been pushing it all day, but no one's touching the mushroom soup."
That's right. I just
great.
thought that would be.
But we did get one published this week.
Oh, that's right, we did.
We got it was after the whole Ernie and Bert inverted commas controversy about their gay relationship and the writer who based Ernie and Bert on
his relationships.
His relationships. Danny McGinley trying to correct me to say that it's Ernie and Bert.
I saw that. I saw a comedian in Australia and I was like, that's a...
Yeah, but here it's Bert and Ernie. Everyone's been saying Bert and Ernie.
Doesn't matter.
I know, but it's like, you know, it's like Abbott and Costello. Like there's an order. You know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Anyway, so the joke was the dad turning around to the daughter, and he's on the computer saying, "Not now, honey. I'm arguing with strangers about the sexual orientation of puppies."
That's right, yeah.
Which I thought was great.
That was a nice joke.
And it ran on my birthday. So
it did. That was the perfect New York birthday. So happy birthday.
Wasn't that a fun?
Yeah.
For my birthday, I went and watched you do... Well, you went to...
You weren't allowed into the room.
You weren't allowed into the room to watch you do comedy.
Yeah, that's right.
On Thursday. So that was fun.
That was a big kind of 36 hours, and the Pies in the grand final.
Yeah.
What a time to be alive.
What a time.
Great time.
Anyway, okay, so also... I was wondering in detention, by the way, also, and I don't know if this is a cartoon.
Such a great statement. When I was banged up abroad.
When I was in the can. He was just going, is there at least a meal? Like, you know, on a plane, I always ask, is there a meal on this plane, on this flight?
That's interesting.
Is there a meal in this detention? Because I was waiting for a long time.
The Simpsons had the best one of those jokes, which was when... what's his name? Sideshow Bob's brother, played by David Hyde Pierce, came in and they got sent to prison, and they kind of sitting in their cell at the very end, and David Hyde Pierce goes, "So when do they bring the menus?"
That's great. I love that. Maybe that's the joke. Maybe it's sitting in detention after and go, when do they bring the menus?
Yeah.
Like, because they bring in business class and first class, they do bring menus.
Yes.
Whereas you get what you're given. I think it's, chicken or pasta in economy.
Yeah, and we're out of the one you want.
Yeah, exactly. Always out of the one you want. Air India, it's always curry. It's not great on a pressurized
That could be a
usually.
joke.
Yeah.
Which is, the air steward or host or whatever, the flight staff saying, we have two options. neither of them. You want neither of them, or
Oh,
something
yeah.
like we're out of the one you want.
We
like
have-
just knowing ahead of time.
Yeah, we have two options, and we're out of
We're
the
out
one
of
you
the one
want.
you want.
That's not bad.
That's
What
all
if it's
right.
Inuit Airlines? Fish or fish?
You really pushing.
I'm really pushing this Inuit gag.
I feel as if you've been slighted by an Eskimo and you're kind of trying to stick it to him for
I
some
think
reason.
we have an episode
Yeah.
title. Slighted
Slighted
by
by
an
an
Eskimo. Oh, boy. Okay. Here's...
No, but we haven't discovered
okay.
this. Yeah.
Okay. Meal in detention. Yeah. Is there something in that? Meal in detention. And I should say, it's not in like a detention center or something. Grim,
Yeah.
grim
No,
like
no,
that.
no.
It's just the guy who's been pulled aside at the airport and
Even if he's
wondering,
in-
is there a meal service on this?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, when do they bring them
How
in
do you
is funny.
explain it though? Like
Well,
where
you show
he
it's
is.
in the same room with the two-way mirror and the desk, like the table with the cup of coffee and the chair and the door with the
Sure.
the little square on it with the hashy.
Yeah.
I'm picturing like a Joe Data cartoon.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
a great font of like, if you want to know a setting, he's a great guy for like what not to include.
Right,
And just the right thing, the right elements to
Sure.
include. He's fantastic.
Yeah, I do like that idea of the food. Yeah, the idea of food and just the idea of being picky in that situation
yeah.
is always very funny to me.
I love fussy.
Yeah.
Always fussy in a funny
Yeah.
situation is funny to me. Yeah,
It's a kind of an Ellis kind of. He does that really well. That
he does.
kind of
the mobile phone on the
the
desert
mobile
island.
phone on the desert island kind of thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that idea.
That was, by the way, the Ellis J.
That was
Rosen
the
mention for this
mention
episode.
for the thing. Oh, you can come and look at Ellis at the live
Yes,
show.
it's gonna be our
See his
live-
beautiful face.
Live fact checker,
He's
Ellis
a,
J.
he's, a,
Rosen.
he's a handsome man.
He is.
Yeah, he's a very handsome man.
I'd go him.
Yeah.
He's married though, ladies. I'm sorry, Megan. She's lovely.
That's
Wonderful
why
wife.
people be coming. Oh, I can't fuck Ellis. No. Why bother?
I
Why
can't
bother
marry
showing?
Ellis
I can't
J.
marry him.
Rosen.
Okay.
We've gone off the rails.
Fuck,
Okay.
marry, kill, Ellis J. Rosen, all three options. What are you doing?
or the chicken or the fish. Okay, so let's
Let's
dance
go back
around
to that.
one.
Yeah,
let's
we'll
come back to
circle
it. Okay, so it's the Knights of the Round Table.
Yep.
King Arthur's at the head of the table. Well, there's no head of the
Yeah.
table because it's a round table, but it's all the knights, and King Arthur's saying to the knights, "Merlin's a liar."
Oh.
Or now listen, Galahad has written a book.
Yeah.
Or Lancelot has written a book.
Yeah.
You guys are all going to be hearing about this book.
Yeah.
It's a lie. Everything is, whatever. It's one of those. Oh yes. Oh, so on the plane I was reading Fear by Bob Woodward.
Yeah. I just got it.
How far through are you?
I've gotten as far as putting it on that table.
That's pretty good.
Yeah,
That's
it.
That's
I
quite
walked to
good.
the shop and then came home.
Yeah, it's a bestseller, and I'm honestly, it's so dry and clinical and fact checked.
What, like from Bob Woodward?
Yeah, who would have thought? Who wouldn't be salacious? It's
Because you read the other one, which
I
was,
did, yeah.
and then there was an orgy at the Mar-a-Lago.
It was like an
and-
E-entertainment
Yeah.
Hollywood scoop.
Yeah, a source close to the couple
Yeah,
claims.
it was not a good. I mean, it was funny, but it was not. It was not Bob Woodward. So something about now. Listen, Lancelot's written a book. You're all going to be hearing these stories about whatever.
Yeah.
Or calling like Merlin to me, or like Lancelot, or someone's like the head of the CIA, or like the head of security. Because Trump's constantly firing. Or is he sitting at the round table and just going, "You're all fired."
Yeah, there's something in. Yeah. I love that parallel.
Right. So like implanting the Trump administration onto the round table.
Yeah.
But it's just him really and Kellyanne, or like, because who's left? Like he's fired everybody and replaced them with just basically cardboard cutouts that say yes.
Yeah, I like that idea of him, like, Merlin's a loser is kind of fun.
Yeah. Merlin. Yeah, he was a loser the whole time.
Yeah.
I never, something about either Merlin or Lancelot or, this guy.
Yeah.
Or maybe we could literally do the deep dive on all the tweets that he's done about, there's too many, or just like actually verbatim find what he said about, Amorosa or whatever, and then transplant that onto Merlin.
Oh, you just change it to Merlin. Yeah, that's actually not bad, is it? That idea of,
Yeah. That might be the joke, actually, is just finding the actual tweet or do we have it as a template and then wait until he fires someone else and then we just insert the name of whomever he's fired and sell it as a daily?
Yeah. That Amorosa.
Yeah.
Just trying to think if there's like a lifetime appointment, like the Kavanaugh thing, if there's a parallel there. But that's just really shoehorning something into.
Also, but that could be a daily. The Kavanaugh thing is insane. As soon as I saw the Kavanaugh hearing stuff, I thought of that Simpsons episode where in the future it's like Bart being
Supreme Court
Justice with Homer at the movies in the Itchy and Scratchy film.
Let's go back to the round table. I do like that.
Yeah. There's something in it. I don't know what it is, but I like the idea of just transplanting that or mapping the Trump administration onto the Knights of the Round Table.
Yeah.
Because it's the polar opposite. You know, there's no honor, there's no nobility, there's no wisdom, and there's certainly no leadership. No. It's the polar opposite of that thing.
Yeah.
So there's something in that. And I immediately thought, oh, this has been done. But when I did the sort of Google, I couldn't find anything. Doesn't mean it hasn't been done, but we might need Ellis Facts Rosen to check.
Yeah, we need facts on that one. I do like that though.
Yeah. Is there is there a tell-all book about the Knights of the Round Table? Is it like, Knights of...
Yeah, is there something in like Merlin's written a scroll? It's all bullshit.
A scroll. Yeah. Were there books in those times? Bound books. It's funnier to say he's written a scroll.
I think scroll's funnier.
No,
there was certainly books. It was kind of...
Yeah, I don't know, parchments.
He's written a parchment.
He's written a parchment. I don't mind that. Okay.
Yeah, or someone like an assistant said, Merlin's written a tell-all parchment, sir.
Tell-all parchment. Yeah. That's the kind of thing. And he's sitting at the round table, clearly Knights of the Round Table, and it's just an assistant who's come in, and he's leaning over talking to his ears.
Yeah.
So just to let you know, Merlin's written a tell-all parchment. Let's draw it. Let's pitch it.
That's
pitch
funny.
it this week. I like that.
That's kind of silly.
I'm going to go in. I think
isn't parchment a funny word?
That is. It's got a nice sound to it.
Yeah.
It's so silly.
Yeah, it's very silly.
It's like my dick pic joke. Which
that's
I
right.
used scroll and parchment gets a bigger laugh.
Yeah. Oh, right.
Yeah, I did the A/B test on that joke.
Yeah, parchment is an objectively funny word.
Yes. And so thank you to everyone who commented, by the way, on that cartoon.
Oh,
on
yeah.
Instagram. Especially the person who decided to pick me up on my grammar, which is fun.
That person on Instagram. Yeah, that's right.
You pointed out, you're like, and never look at the comments on Facebook. And then you said, go look at the comments on the New Yorker
I
Facebook.
can use Instagram on my desktop. I don't have it on my phone.
Right.
Ashika does all my Instagram stuff. She's got it on her phone, and that's fine because I don't want to spend my life looking at other people's lives. It makes me feel weird. So I'm not in competition with you. This is what I want you to know. I'm not in competition with you.
Right.
So I don't care what kind of car you're driving or the picture of your fucking watch. What are you doing?
I don't want to say it's very woke of you. It's very transcendent of you.
So, but I said to Ashika, I messaged her and said, find this person on Instagram and block them. So I blocked this person. I don't even know if they followed me, but fuck you.
Yeah, well, that's very funny. You're very blocky, and I'm very engaging when that happens, and I shouldn't.
Blocker.
And what's funny is like when someone does that, Sophie will catch wind of it, and she'll be like, "Oh, I've got to see
What was the
this."
comment they wrote?
The comment, because I wrote, what a nice birthday present, a cartoon on today's New Yorker by myself and Scott Dools about the whole Bert and Ernie gay couple controversy.
Right.
Thanks for the birthday, love, everyone. And then the first thing, within moments, it was how quickly it was.
No happy birthday.
None of that. You should say cartoon by me, not by myself. It may just about be grammatically accurate, but you sound like you're working alone or trying to be posh. Just saying.
What is the name of that person? What's their Instagram name?
Famous Pictures.
Yeah. What's their handle?
Pictures. FAMIS Pictures.
FAMIS Pictures. Pictures spelled correctly?
Yeah.
Okay. Can you block them now? If you're listening to this, go to Instagram.
Everybody
and
block them.
Because they're no. Because that's the equivalent.
Yeah.
Do you know what this is? The equivalent of overhearing someone say something and going, so to interrupt. It's actually, and I?
Yes.
Yeah, it's actually myriad options. You don't need of. It's not myriad of. It's just myriad. All right, I'm just gonna head over here. You've never met me before.
So, fellow New Yorker cartoonist Jeremy Newen goes, I'm beside myself and a friend of mine laughing at ourselves and our asses. And then Sophie chimes in. My wife chimes in and goes, I still can't work out if this is real. I'm new to the internet. And then, I said, after...
Did Famous Pictures get back to you? I couldn't tell because I blocked her.
Let me tell you what Famous Pictures said.
Oh, good.
And I quote... If Nelson Mandela hadn't stood up for his beliefs, where would we be now?
Well, I mean, look, there's being a pedant and there's comparing yourself to Nelson Mandela.
She's spent years in prison for grammatical honesty and accuracy.
Wow.
Isn't that astonishing? You see what happens when you block people? You miss gold like this. I mean,
no,
that's a special
I don't want to
kind
hear
of...
that.
Anyway, so happy birthday to me. Now, what have you got this week? You've
I've
some
got
jokes.
a few kind of idea-y things.
Yes. Okay, good.
Has a caricaturist...
Caricaturist. It's a hard one. It's like Trump saying anonymous.
Has there been a courtroom sketch artist, caricaturist? Has that joke been made before? Because I do like the idea. Because I've had two ideas.
Yeah.
Nothing shows up the courtroom sketch artist like a celebrity trial.
Oh,
and when it's a celebrity, like, that looks fucking nothing like you are terrible.
It's a swing and a miss.
Whereas when you've never heard of, John the murderer from up the street.
Yeah.
You're like, oh yeah, John the murderer, he looks like a real bruiser. Well, he might not be because he could just do shit. I don't know.
John the murderer.
So
what a name.
I was wondering if there was something in that kind of idea, or it's like the newspaper editor being like, you got to stop doing them with tennis rackets. Whatever it might be, like
Mark Knight as a sketch artist.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my god.
Yeah, why are they all in dune buggies?
Everybody loves roller skating.
Everybody
loves roller skating. I do get that a lot at live caricaturing gigs. Everyone going, everybody loves roller skating. I'm like,
yeah,
first
sure.
time I've heard that one.
Yeah, good.
There's something in a caricaturist being like, being laid off a theme park or something, or wearing a Disney hat or whatever, and he's in the courtroom and he's doing that. And then he's handing the picture to the criminal at the end, going, what do you reckon?
That's funny.
$10.
We work on tips.
$10.
Yeah,
we work on tips, That's funny. I don't know if it's been done in answer to your question. I'm reluctant to say if it's been done. I don't know.
It feels like it's a pretty well... What about the other way, which is the... identikit artist getting a job at Disneyland. And all the pictures are very like the eyes look a bit different to what the nose should be. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
that's pretty good. I like flipping it that way because that way you're also like you're putting it's a clear scenario.
Yeah,
the kid's got a whatever bag and some fairy floss.
Doesn't need a caption, but if it's like before this I worked at the FBI. Something. I kind of like that idea, but I don't know if it's...
There is actually a caricaturist in Perth called Terry Dunnett who worked for the Midland Detectives as a sketch artist and then retired and became a caricaturist.
Is that right?
Party caricaturist, yeah.
Wow.
And commission caricaturist. And he's amazing at it too.
Yeah,
it's like all these years of pent up, I'd just love to give him a big nose, and he couldn't do it. And then he went, you know what? Fuck this.
The problem is that none of his people are like, oh, you like jet skis. It's all like, you like skulking around the bushes. they're all peeping toms or flashes.
You like trench coats, do you?
Yeah. Why is my 7-year-old daughter in a trench coat? She knows what she got up to.
That's amazing. That's it. The FBI sketch artist at Disney World.
Yeah,
that's
maybe
great.
They're all kind of shadowy figures around airports.
All the samples. When you go and you see the samples on the board.
Yes.
Maybe that's it. Because they always post the samples, and they're always from other artists who are way better.
There's John Lennon stabbing someone. What?
Wait a second.
Yeah, it's always weird. I'm always interested as to who wants to buy like a funny picture of John Travolta.
Yeah,
who's buying that?
Travolta fan. It's an odd. It is an odd one. Maybe it's the kid. So it's a kid standing with their parent looking at the samples, and the sketch artist, the character is like he's got his back, but he's kind of looking over his shoulder, and it has like former FBI sketch artist And it's like, and he's like, you know, this is what he's doing now.
Mate,
After the GFC.
After the GFC.
There's something there for sure. I like that idea. Yeah.
This one's kind of like it's a tweet. Remember the Saint Bernard, the IPA, Chad the IPA guy?
Yes, I do. You can see it on Doodle Wars.
You can't. Does that mean it's like out of play? Because what I was thinking is the Saint Bernard, the guy. You don't have pumpkin spice.
Oh, pumpkin spice IPA.
Now here's my thing: is
IPA is the pumpkin spice of beers.
There you go.
Yeah.
But my problem with it is the pumpkin spice is everywhere joke has been done. To death.
Yeah, I did it for Mad as well.
So
it is one of the it is a trope and it is a joke of like pumpkin spice this, pumpkin spice that.
Yeah.
So
I don't know. I just thought like, oh well, I mean, is it worth giving it another little? I don't know.
I must admit, when I did pitch Chad the IPA guy, she was like, we have another IPA in the hopper, in play, as it were.
Yeah.
So she's like, pitch it maybe next year and see how.
Yeah. Okay.
So maybe it's give it a year, give it 6 months to give it a year and try again.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know where the IPA. I don't know.
Because I was thinking more the pumpkin spice thing is kind of like
with hit peak pumpkin spice.
Yeah, I feel so.
I think so. It's always worth adding in. I would never say don't do it though. Like there's maybe there's always a new angle on it.
But I'm just trying to think the pumpkin spice thing. Is there something?
Pumpkin spice is now a trope in the way that the desert island is a trope.
Sure.
So, but there's always a fresh spin on it.
So this is one that I've got, which I think is quite kind of far-sighted.
Okay.
But I like it. Yeah. So it's people in a lab kind of setting. There's a light kind of hanging just from the rope, just the bulb. There's no cover or shade or whatever.
So my house, yeah.
So yeah, exactly. Yeah, your house or heroin squat. I mean, either
one and the same. Yeah, go on.
So there's that, and then underneath there's like 8 American footballers, wearing all the gear. Then to the side is 2 scientists, clipboard, white coats.
Yep.
And the first scientist, she's saying to the next scientist, 7. All right, send in the ballerinas.
Wait a second. I missed it.
How many X does it take to change a light bulb?
Oh, to change a light bulb. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So forgive me for not picking up on that one. It is a visual.
It's very visual.
Are they all reaching up to?
I thought they've finished, so the light's on.
Oh, okay.
And there's maybe a sense of accomplishment.
Or maybe one's holding a
dead
light bulb.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would make it clear. Then you'd figure out the puzzle yourself. Yep, I like that. I reckon that's and it is very By An Eskimo. When you said 2 scientists, I thought of the paper bag behind the
my one was
nuclear scientist,
which is a great joke. But my one that I was thinking of was when they were doing water off a duck's back. That's how they came up with the saying, and they'd scratched out like maple syrup and acid and stuff. It was very good. I love it. Yeah.
Larson. Yeah, I like that. I'll draw it up. I like the idea that, is it football players or is it...
It could be anything. I've got like footballers, plumbers, ballerinas.
Well, it's football season.
Football season. Yeah, I just thought footballers because it's like, that's how many footballers does it take to change a light bulb?
How many footballs does it take to win a grand final? Anyway,
22. Takes 44. Takes a whole list.
Oh, shit.
Listen, I mean...
Sun's getting real low. Sun's getting real low. Sorry.
Everything went black and white there for a second.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, my God. Anyway, what else you got?
And now this one I kind of have walked away from, but it's someone saying, it's just like a caption, because I saw someone doing this, but they were wrong. And it was, the caption is, you claim that's what you're talking about, but there's little to no evidence to support it. So they were like having this long, protracted conversation about Kavanaugh or something.
Yeah, right.
And it was quite clear that this person just wanted to talk about women are liars. That's all they wanted to do.
The subtext was...
Yeah. So I don't know. I kind of need a bit more.
Yeah.
It's also falling into the trap, which we've done a bit, which is the mansplaining thing, which I think
Yeah.
is kind of done.
It
I
is
feel
done.
like, and Emma told me, like, we've got a lot of these.
Yeah. And who can blame anyone for pitching him? Because it's all anyone seems to
It's
talk
all
about.
anyone's talking about, but
Yeah.
you want to get them really good now.
Yeah. Also, it counts for a lot with New Yorker to be first with the good version of that joke. And it's so tough because there's literally thousands.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm not even a word of hyperbole. They get thousands of cartoons that they have to wade through.
Yeah.
And they have to pick the best one. It's not an easy job.
My pick is the Change a Light Bulb.
Yeah, for sure. While you're away, the New Yorker Festival's on. At the same time as New York Comic Con. So Emma Allen is going to be talking to Mike Birbiglia. The Directors
comic.
Guild thing.
Yeah.
So that's going to be really interesting, really fun. They always get good guests for that. Yeah. And
Well, I mean,
and Colin Stokes talking to Jim Carrey. That'll be fun. Assistant cartoon editor. Interesting choice for interviewers. I there it is.
here we go.
So, anything else, or can we go to...
I think we can go to some audience pictures.
Yeah, okay. Audience suggestions. Now, first of all, comment of the week.
Yes.
On the Facebook, New Yorker's Facebook, under our cartoon, was from Patricia McCandless, who said, "One of the few funny New Yorker cartoons I've seen in quite a while.
Thank you, Patricia.
I subscribe, and I don't think they're funny anymore.
Okay.
Going to cancel."
Oh, good. So
She's
we were the straw that broke the what?
She's gone full Jekyll and Hyde.
Okay.
Gone, I
so
love
now,
this.
Now we owe the New Yorker $138.
It's very strange. Luke Watson, remember Horse on a Horse?
What creative.
What creative.
Yeah.
He said,
very funny.
He
Funny
said
guy.
to join the bird vomit fun.
The
episode
idea.
23.
Did we actually nail that?
We didn't quite nail it down, and I really do want to get one.
Is there
in.
something in a bird coming home and be, oh, no, I filled up on vomit at work?
That's good. I filled up on vomit at work. Or I went out for vomit with the boys.
Yeah. Or the woman coming home. I've been chewing and regurgitating all morning.
Funny.
And
Yeah, that's good. Is it a sandwich board saying happy hour 4 till 7? Vomit.
Chatfield and Dooley's vomit period was one of the rare bright spots in what was an otherwise uncreative partnership.
I can't wait for that exhibition. So What Creative has sent one, which is great, which is a mother holding a baby, and then there's it's beautifully illustrated sort of finch-looking...
Is that a cardinal?
A cardinal, sorry, yeah. Saying, yes, that's it. Now, vomit in its mouth.
That's
Just
pretty funny.
watching it really intensely.
That's really funny.
It's really good.
Did he draw that?
He did. He's a cartoonist.
Oh,
yeah.
wow. That's really funny.
Back in Melbourne, yeah. Okay, so we
really
have a lot of suggestions. Thank you for sending them in. If you want to send them, DM me at Jason Chatfield on Instagram or jasonchatfieldcomedy@gmail.com. We've got a lot of really good listeners who actually take notes and see what we've already said, which is refreshing.
It is. I mean, we were joking around during the week because the Bert and Ernie thing, obviously, it struck a bit of a nerve, and and there were these protracted conversations going on about what the cartoon was meaning to say and what the focus on it. And,
oh my God.
And at one point, Jason and I were kind of showing them to each other. We were like, if only they knew how little thought we put into this.
There was one person who wrote this dissertation.
Opus, yeah.
It was about gender politics
Yeah,
and all this.
yeah.
And someone, I love the readers because they go, and it was at this point that Sam realised he was the guy in the cartoon.
Yeah, and that was all we were doing. We were teasing that guy.
He literally had no idea, no self-awareness.
Yeah, it was. I love that. I live for that.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have one from Will Van Breda. Thank you, Will.
It's a good name.
He says, so after listening to you and Scott ripping on the Mets a few times, and who can blame us? The New York Mets, I felt it was my duty as a Mets fan to come up with a Mets-themed cartoon.
Thank you, Will. Yes.
Because if anyone's going to be ragging on the Mets, it should be someone who truly knows what it's like to faithfully follow what is objectively a terrible baseball organization.
That's a true fan.
That's a true fan.
Yeah.
So is there something in this? Two hoity-toity types dressed to the nines, sitting in the stands in what is clearly Citi Field. Mets field.
Yeah.
The lady has those little binoculars on a stick.
Great.
The man's in a tux,
Yeah.
etc. The caption, wait a minute, this isn't La Traviata. He says, I think it'd be even better if you could have the scoreboard showing that the game is in the 7th inning stretch, meaning that the protagonists lasted that long into the game.
Yeah, that's good.
Also at the point where they're all singing, where all the singing happens, before realizing that they're not at the Met Opera, they're at Mets Stadium.
That's very good.
You could maybe even try to show that the Mets are losing 1-0 with Jacob deGrom pitching, which I'm sure any knowledgeable fan of baseball would appreciate.
He's got beautiful hair.
Thank you, Will. I think that's really funny.
That's really funny.
Going to the Met Stadium and not the Mets.
Is there a flip in in like a bunch of people wearing tracksuit pants and like and going to
Mets
the
fans
Mets
at the opera?
Going to going to the Mets ball.
The Mets baseball.
Because the Met ball. I mean, it's probably topical. It's more topical for when the Met ball is. You know, the big function.
Yeah, of course. The Met ball is massive. It's a big calendar event. I think definitely opera.
It's really funny.
It is very funny. I think opera. I always think of flipping stuff.
And it's a great reference.
I love it.
Yeah, it's very funny. Yeah.
And the New Yorker fans would love it.
Yeah.
Call them fans, readers.
But you see them dressed as like Lord and Lady Pumpernickel. Yeah.
Total, top hat.
Yeah.
Bow tie.
Victorian kind of makeup almost.
Moustache.
Yeah.
The idea of flipping it and putting Mets fans at the Met Opera, going, I think we got off at the wrong stop, or something. Wait. Did you? It's the B train, not because the B train also gets off at Columbus. So
like a classic mix-up.
Classic.
Switcheroo.
Yeah. But I also in like a stadium like Mets having like Citi Field, which is like a giant.
It's a huge
banner,
sign, yeah.
And having them with the binoculars going, wait, this isn't La Traviata. And I always love the suspension of disbelief required in a cartoon like that they got there. They got their parking, got their tickets, took their seats, got their popcorn, and then maybe a hot dog.
And then waited for 7 innings.
And before they went, wait a minute.
Yeah.
This isn't La Traviata.
Yeah.
I love that. I always love how silly that it requires you to be to believe in that. That's great.
That's very funny,
That's
Will.
very funny.
Really
So
funny.
we're lucky to have funny listeners.
Someone's got to be.
Wow.
It's not us.
Okay, so here's one from Alfie Rosa. G'day, Jason and Dools. Is there something in these bad boys?
Ooh,
Please don't call them bad boys.
I like that.
First one is 2 hipster guys with a beer
Wait,
bomb.
is he calling the jokes bad boys, or is he saying, is there something in these bad boys? Like, is he calling us
There
bad
was
boys?
no comma between these and bad boys.
Oh, so no, he's referring to the
jokes, yeah. On the back of this flight mode riff, remember we were debating?
Yeah.
Oh, on the plane, Air India, she goes, please put your devices into airplane mode or flight mode.
Oh, well, that
so it
doesn't
never
help
settled
us.
it. I was ropeable. Anyway, on the back of this flight mode riff, I got this. So it's 2 Decepticon Transformers talking to each other.
Of course.
One classic. One says to the other, dude, did you get my text message? And the other replies, sorry, bro, I was in airplane mode. Maybe
That's not bad.
Yeah,
That's not bad.
Couple of Transformers, like, oh, no, I didn't. No, I was in airplane mode. Yeah, a couple of Decepticons. They text each other.
What if it's the Decepticon mum with the Decepticon kids, and one is there's a plane flying in the house, and another one is just about to convert. Hey, no airplane mode in the house.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah,
that's pretty good. Transformer mum, baby. Yeah.
Because with the
good.
Transformer mum glasses, she's an enormous robot
like a Gary
with
Larson
mum
glasses.
yeah.
That's pretty good. I like that.
Like
actually.
real RU beings. Hello, kind of man dressed as a woman.
Oh my god!
That kind of look.
Are you being the first? Are you being served reference?
I'm free.
Oh my god, that's funny. I like that. Okay, let's do one more.
Sorry to punch up your shit, Alfie.
No, that's what we do.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, here's one. Hey, dude, half-assed cartoon idea for us.
One of us.
This is from James Da Jouster. James _da_Jouster.
Oh wow. Do you think he's a jousting person?
Maybe. Jousting sticks?
Because there's a bloke,
he's dreaming.
Dave Eastgate, comedian Dave Eastgate.
Oh, does he
One
joust?
of his mates is the host of this thing called Full Metal Jousting here in America. They worked here. Dave has had this most amazing career where he lived in Japan and worked at theme parks and lived in Papua New Guinea when he was a little boy. And then he worked all around. He's done like all these theatre cabarets and bands.
Is this a real thing?
Yeah, but apparently this Full Metal Jousting. So, and it looks incredibly dangerous.
Wow. Well, I didn't even know it was still a thing outside of Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves.
Yeah, or like medieval fairs, kind of Renaissance fairs.
Okay. Well, I had no idea.
Yeah. So he might be a jouster.
Jousting sticks?
Yeah.
Jeez. All right. Well, James the Jouster, what have you got for us?
Yeah, Sir James.
Half-assed cartoon idea. And note that the last text bubble here is, I typed that really fast. Apologies for the shithouse English it came out in. So thanks.
Don't tell the bloody the famous pictures.
Famous pictures.
She'll be furious. Trigger warning for famous pictures.
Trigger warning.
Also, how dare you misspell the word famous and then correct someone's grammar? Like, who on earth are you?
You are a
It's
savage.
like Vodafone. No, you spell phone with an F. You shut up, Vodafone.
You're not getting sponsorship with your upgrade from them now.
Well, no, I burnt that Vodafone bridge along. If you have a look at my special debut, there is a healthy bit about Vodafone.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
All right, so here's the half-assed cartoon idea from James the Jouster. Some kind of highly dangerous material covered, with radioactive stickers, wrapped in plastic. But two blokes looking at it saying something like, "Oh man, that plastic's bad for the oceans,
Oh, that's not
like the plastic is the dangerous thing.
Yeah.
Because plastics are becoming more and more. Because the plastic straws are now out, and we're having paper straws now. You've seen this?
Yeah. What if it's a nuclear power plant banning straws?
That's not bad. That's it. It's the crazy big, clearly dangerous nuclear power plant, Simpsons style.
Make sure you recycle. Whatever.
Yeah. With a recycling bin at the front. Oh yeah.
Like if it's even just, if it's a cartoon.
Yeah.
There's the classic nuclear reactor Chernobyl Springfield kind of thing.
Yeah.
Out the back,
Crack in the wall. Yeah.
Out the back is the truck, just literally just tipping waste into the ocean.
Yeah.
And then there's like, no straws. That's bad for that. Like that kind of
right. Paper, because the paper straws is a big
straw ban, or
deal,
whatever.
The straw ban.
Yeah.
It does seem like a straw ban argument. Oh God, I'm sorry. The straw ban. Please don't stop recording. No,
stop recording.
Get your finger away from the record button. There's definitely something. I like that, James the Jouster.
Yeah, that's good. Thank you.
Nicely jousted. If you do want to send in suggestions, send them in DM at Jason Chatfield on Instagram, or send jasonchatfieldcomedy@gmail.com. Thank you for sending them in.
So October 17, Much More's in Brooklyn off the Bedford L. We have a very special guest. $5 on the door. Come along.
50 if you don't get
or
the upgrade.
50 if I don't get upgraded. There might not be an episode next week.
Yeah.
What else? We can just do it on Monday when I get home.
But just when if you're not completely jet lagged.
I'll be banged up, but you never know.
My jet lag turned into me turning into an early riser, so you could turn into me.
That's right. You could become
you
and I are now. And have you noticed the second you started early rising, we sold a cartoon to the New Yorker. Things are good.
Things are good. I literally like on a switch when I turned 34. Now I'm an early riser. That's what happened. Yeah, and we sold a cartoon.
There you
go. So I feel like you're going to become nocturnal when you come back.
Nah.
You're going to turn into me.
I'm going to be up and about. Don't worry about me.
Righto. Okay, well, we're going to go...
We're going to go and drink beer and watch football.
See you guys.